his prosecution, the charges against him, are one of the biggest attacks on freedom of the press that we've seen and freedom of speech.
Tulsi Gabbard was on Real Time with Bill Maher, and the topic of Julian Assange being released from prison was brought up. Tulsi Gabbard and Bill Maher had very different viewpoints on this. So let's take a look at this clip from Real Time with Bill Maher. We'll see what Tulsi Gabbard and Bill Maher both had to say about this.
Okay, now that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, oh, good, let's get to this. What?
Oh, it's good.
Me too. Has pled guilty to espionage and secured his freedom. I didn't see this coming, by the way. I didn't think he'd ever get out. What will his legacy be? Yes.
Time served. Time served. He served 6 years, and that's what he's getting.
No, but they're talking about his legacy, and that's what I want to know. Is he a heroic crusader exposing government lies, or he is a reckless traitor who was endangering our freedom?
Yeah, I mean, it depends who you ask. I think that the more people have been, I think that he is an example of his prosecution, the charges against him are one of the biggest attacks on freedom of the press that we've seen and freedom of speech. So.
Wow, I thought you would go the other way.
No, not at all.
I think Ellsberg looks good right now.
What?
Daniel Ellsberg looks very good right now in what he did. And the Pentagon Papers was about how the Kennedy administration and Johnson administration, not Nixon, what they did to lie about the war.
Well, I don't know all the particulars. I mean, you'd have to really spend months and months going through the amount of stuff he put out. But in general, I think the world's full of bad people. Like I was saying to Ray, the world's full of bad people. And yeah, I think sometimes you need somebody to put the hammer down. I think Obama said this, and just say, I'm sorry, you can't expose our secret agents. And we have to think of our security first. Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm sure the government does some gnarly things, but I don't like this. I don't like a guy who pretends that he's the patriot when it's the spies out there who are protecting this country, not Julian Assange. Because there are people who want to destroy this country. And there are people who are plotting to get nuclear weapons and all the rest of it. And this guy is not the one who made sure that we have not really been attacked since 9/11.
I go to Vietnam every year to teach for a couple weeks, and I got to tell you, the 5 o'clock Follies Hotel, the Rex Hotel, where they used to do the 5 o'clock briefing every afternoon about how many body count, how many we killed. It's all BS. That stuff was never true.
What stuff was never true?
The Vietnam War and the numbers of people we were killing and the way we were winning the war. And we're going to get there sooner or later because we're killing them all. No, it wasn't true.
Yeah,
but that's different. We attack them. This guy, he is exposing people who are protecting us. We are the ones who have been attacked.
Okay, I agree.
But what he exposed really is how our own government was violating our own civil liberties and trying to cover up things that were very embarrassing to our government. And I think that's...
I'm going to stop here for just a second. So I think it's interesting that Bill Maher would be surprised that Tulsi Gabbard would be on this side of the Julian Assange issue. Now, Bill Maher is almost always going to side with the establishment, whether it's what's happening in the Middle East or who the Democrats nominate for president. But Tulsi Gabbard is somebody who is kind of outside of all of that. So I don't think it's surprising at all that she would have this view, that Tulsi Gabbard would have this view on Julian Assange. And what Tulsi Gabbard is pointing out here is that we need people like Julian Assange who are exposing what the government is doing. Bill Maher here says, oh yeah, I'm sure the government does some gnarly things from time to time. When it comes to foreign policy, the American government has been doing much more than gnarly things for decades, lying us into wars that go on for decades and cost us trillions of dollars and ruin almost countless lives, American lives and lives of the people in these other countries. The American people don't trust these lies anymore.
The essence of the responsibility of a free press and why it's so important for our democracy.
Okay.
Tulsi Gabbard understands that our press, more often than not, is just going to parrot what the American government says in terms of foreign policy and wars. So they're going to treat somebody like Julian Assange as a criminal rather than somebody who is exposing the truth. Bill Maher doesn't like that, and Tulsi Gabbard, I believe, is correct to disagree with him on this topic. we need people like Julian Assange who are outside of the mainstream press and mainstream media who are pointing out exactly what our government and other governments are doing, rather than just towing the line of propaganda that governments feed to us. Do you agree with Tulsi Gabbard? Do you think we need more people doing real journalism like Julian Assange? Or do you agree with Bill Maher, what he's saying on Real Time here, that we can't have people like Julian Assange out here sharing the government's secrets? But what do you think? Make sure to leave me a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel. That helps me to grow, and I will see you in the next video.